Well, hello there! Today you're going to be watching my food cook instead of me cooking the food. Does that make sense? Anyway, we're going to be making one of my favorite things, spicy lemongrass noodle soup. Lemongrass, red curry paste, and lime make this dish really flavorful and exciting, so here's what you'll need. As always, you can find the full recipe on thevietvegan.com or linked below in the description box. We're going to start off with some oil in a pot over medium heat. This dish starts with the sweetness of the white parts of 2 green onions. I cut them diagonally here so they're a little bigger for eating in the soup. I may have also gotten a little distracted while cooking, so I let them get a little burnt, but don't do that. So next we'll fry up the red curry paste and the lemongrass. I've used frozen lemongrass that's already been minced and processed into little bits, but you can use fresh lemongrass as well. Add some water to help dissolve the curry paste, and then you can add the remainder of the water and bring it to a boil. If you're one of those people that can't handle spicy food, this might not be the best soup for you. It is pretty spicy, but it's not like intolerable spicy. I really like spicy food and I have a really high tolerance for it. So like my scale of like what's acceptable and not acceptable may not be the same for other people. I know people who can even deal with black pepper. I am not one of those people. I really like spicy food, okay? Okay. So here I've added the mushroom broth powder. I'm just gonna stir it in. I probably should have added it earlier because it got a little chunky, but that's okay. Here you're gonna add in your celery and you're gonna let it cook for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's kind of tender, but still got a little bit of a bite because we've got more to cook later. Once your celery is tender, lower the flame to a happy simmer, about a medium-low heat. At this point, you can add in your tomatoes. Here I've used some colorful cherry tomatoes, but you can use whatever tomatoes you want. They'll add a sweetness and a flavor that's the perfect complement for the tang of lime that you're adding at the end. Now for my favorite part, the mung bean noodles, also known as glass noodles or mung bean vermicelli. These have already been soaked in hot water for about 10 minutes until they're softened, and now we'll stir and cook them through for another 5 minutes or so. You want to give them a taste just to make sure that they're actually cooked, because having uncooked noodles is not fun for anybody. Next, we're adding the snap peas, and we're just going to cook them for about a minute or two until they're bright green and crisp and happy looking, and then we're going to wilt in the rest of the spinach. So we're just going to stir it until it's just wilted, because overcooked spinach is no fun. So now that your spinach is just wilted, we're gonna add in the green onion, give it a little stir, take it off the heat, and then we're gonna start cooking our tofu in another pan. Ooh, look at that flame. All right, so we're preheating a pan and adding a little bit of oil. Well, it's a little bit more than a little bit, but anyway. Some oil to the pan, and then we're gonna start frying up the marinated tofu. Basically, if you want the recipe, you can go to thevietvegan.com. It's also linked in the description below. This is my favorite marinated recipe that I use all the time. I kind of eyeball the recipe at this point, but I've given you the actual measurements below. So we're gonna fry it up and we're gonna add some of the marinade just to give it a little extra flavor and a little extra juice, and it'll kind of steam up and crisp up a little bit more too. So you wanna keep cooking it until the bottoms are golden, and then you wanna flip it over. So here I'm just moving them around with my chopsticks because, hello, I'm Asian and I'm impatient when it comes to cooking, but once it's all kind of dry and you see the bottom's gonna get golden, you can flip it over and you'll add more marinade so it cooks on the other side and adds a little extra flavor on the other side as well. So once all of that has cooked away and is equally golden on both sides and crisp and delicious to your liking, add it to your soup that you've already magically plated, yes, and then add a squeeze of lime. Basically half a lime per bowl, because that's where it's at. Ta-da! A super quick and tasty noodle soup that is similar to the soups that my mom used to make for me when I was a kid. For more recipes like this, give this video a like and be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching! I'm just gonna stir this in. I'm gonna add some moisture and some color with some soy sauce and some flavor.